France 24's correspondent in Tehran, Reza Sayah, tells us what it looks like the future holds for protesters.
The status of these anti-government protests and where things stand is a subject of heated debate. And depending on who you ask, you can get a very, very different narrative. If you ask authorities here, the Iranian government, the supporters of the Iranian government, they will tell you that not only are these protests over, they were over a month ago. They'll tell you that everything is under control, that these protesters represented a minority of the population. They described a lot of them as rioters, and they'll tell you that this notion that this was a revolution in the making was a false narrative that was manufactured by Western media, social media, and the enemies of Iran. However, if you ask the protesters themselves, opponents of the government, they'll tell you that this movement is still alive, that these protesters represented a large majority of the population, with thousands arrested and hundreds who've been sentenced. This is their duty to continue, that this will fuel the protests, that even though there's not as many street demonstrations, that they're still devising new tactics to apply pressure to the government. The truth is probably somewhere in between. The truth is probably that most Iranians are sitting at home. They're facing tougher challenges than ever, a struggling economy, unemployment, inflation, a huge disconnect with a government that they don't trust, and they want change, but they just don't know where things stand, and they simply don't know where things are headed. So a lot of uncertainty for Iran.